see here. Okay, I hope y'all get on video. Hi! Oh my gosh, how are you doing?
Good. How are you?
Good. It looks like you're killing it, huh?
Yeah, it's been a busy couple months. We'll see how August goes. It kind of like died down, so I'm like, okay, need to get back on it.
That's that realtor roller coaster, right?
I know, which I don't like to ride. And this year was like all like this. So I'm like, okay, gotta keep going.
Hi, Amanda. Your hair looks good.
Hi, guys. Oh, thanks.
Yeah, it looks awesome. It's like a little bit lighter.
It is. And I got a nice trim. No more quarantine hair. Feeling good.
Yeah, I can't wait to go. I need to go so badly. Like,
how's everybody doing? Having a good week?
Yeah, I can't even believe it's already Wednesday again.
I know.
I just did the call.
Didn't we just see each other?
Yeah.
Well, I'm really excited about today's topic. I think it's a great topic, especially for our business, working virtually, all of those things. So I don't see the person who requested this topic on the call yet.
Oh, yeah. I'll have to call her out.
Yeah.
Like, hey, we did a whole mastermind on your idea, and where the heck are you at?
Where you at?
Oh my goodness. Well, I will say that I loved when we were in Dallas and Karen Carr, right? Was that her name? Karen Carr, that's with Keller Williams in Savannah. She did like a mastermind topic for 2 hours going over YouTube. And that's how she literally runs her business. And I just really feel like anything that you dive in on and you're consistent with, you're going to get business from.
I 100% agree with that. She was so great at that class because I went to it as well. And she just had so many great pieces to share and to immediately implement. And, a lot of it is just structuring videos and just structuring your YouTube channels. It had there was only a small segment on content. The rest of it was all on structuring just how to best put things out so that consumers will actually watch it. I think that's the biggest thing. I want to put out content, yet I don't want to keep spinning my wheels for nobody to watch it.
Yeah, well, anytime, she's in Savannah, Georgia, and anytime you Google, seriously, anything in Savannah, things to do, Savannah real estate, historic Savannah, all her videos pop up. And what's so great about YouTube is it's owned by Google, right? And it's a search engine. So you putting out videos on these other platforms, I mean, I do think that there are benefits behind it, but no one's searching for that information. Whereas on YouTube, it's a search engine, and you could potentially have your video come up to answer their question and be that resource. And something so simple of just recording on your iPhone, because you don't need anything fancy, builds such credibility for you and for you to be that resource and that go-to person. I just think is I need to get better at it. It's been very humbling for me because I feel like I've been so consistent with Instagram, and I get consistent business from it, and I have this following, and then I decided to dabble in on a new platform, and we all have to start from zero, and that's where I was. And for the last year, I've been plugging as much information on there as possible. So I felt like I really wanted to share with everybody the benefits that I've seen over the year. And then I've gotten a ton of questions with YouTube, how do you make a thumbnail? How do you figure out a caption, and what's with the tags, and how can people find me, and what type of equipment? So I wanted to go over all of that today. But if you guys have any other additional questions, feel free, hop on the video, put it in the chat if you're shy, and ask away.
Awesome. Yeah, I agree with you. There's you know, especially most of us on this call, almost all of us are a part of Coffee and Contracts, right? Like there's all your content right there, right? Like you don't have to go out and create all this content. So like aside from the content side of things, because we all have content at our fingertips, you know, let's focus on like the logistics of building the channel and putting it together. So yeah, I'm excited to dive into that. Okay, so let's first start with just creating the channel.
Yeah. So I think the top is the YouTube header, right? And if you go to my page, I've got Stevie Hahn. It's a backdrop of the Jacksonville skyline. I've got the different social media icons on there. And I didn't make that. I went to Fiverr. I told somebody what I wanted. I gave them some examples of some other YouTube channels of other realtors on what I liked. And they created that for me for probably like $10.
Yeah.
But you can go to Canva and they do have YouTube templates on there for you to be able to create your own for free.
Yes. All you have to do is just when you go to Canva, search for YouTube banner and it will have all the measurements and everything. Now, if you want to get super fancy like Stevie's and just get like a photo of yourself and like put it with like the Dallas skyline or like in like a really nice house, I can't remember the exact website, but it's just called like remove background. Just Google remove background of a photo. And if you upload your photo of like your headshot and you're like this, it will remove all the background. And then you could just go put it into a nice fancy kitchen or whatever you want. Yes, there we go. Deb put it in the chat for me. Thank you, Deb. It's remove.bg. And that's free.
Yeah, Canva actually has an option now where you just plug in that photo on your template, whatever template. And I think it's an effects button that you click on the top left. And then right below it, it says remove background and it will remove the background. It's like magic.
If you pay for the pro version.
Oh, okay. I guess I must be paying for it. I think it's $12 a month.
Yeah. So either way, just depending if you already have Canva, take advantage of that tool because you already are paying for it. If you're not paying for it, go to remove.bg and do it for free there. It is pretty simple to do, but like Stevie said, if you just don't want to worry about it, you don't want, you know, all those decisions to make on what type of background and all of that, just pay somebody on Fiverr to get it done.
Yeah, you can have them tweak it. You can give them an idea of like fonts, what fonts you like, what colors you're trying to focus on. Some other things that I have on my YouTube is a video that I also had Fiverr made. And I looked, you can look up like realtor intro videos and get a ton of examples. And it's literally just like a lot of photos of me flashing, and it's like they got different, I forget because I made it so long ago, but they have like different captions and some music. So when you go to my YouTube channel, I think it's really important to have like a quick intro video on there. I really want to have a video of me talking like hey, you know, kind of like a quick little rundown, but this kind of showcases like I've been on HGTV, top producer, what areas I'm servicing. So that was really cheap too, something that I had created on Fiverr as well.
Yeah, absolutely. And there's different, different type of videos that you could do. You could just do one with just text if you don't have like a lot of photos, or if you don't want to put, you know, like houses or anything, you could just do text. They say usually to have it just like, I think Karen Carr said like 3 to 5 seconds, like something like
short. Yeah. So my intro video for all videos, I took her advice and I was like, okay, I don't want anything long, lengthy, me talking, hi, I'm Stevie with Keller Williams, yada, yada, like no one cares. I just had Fiverr create, and you might have seen it if you've been following me. It's my logo, and it's like this animated logo that pops up. It's black and white. It's got like quick music, and it just says, it's my logo. It says Stevie Hahn, Keller Williams on the bottom, and then done. It's just like a couple seconds. So I had Fiverr create that just for my intro videos. And like, it's so short and sweet and to the point, and I don't think it really needs to be anything fancy. It's just like with the logo, like that was one of the things like people had asked me about YouTube, because people are like, I really want to have my logo on the video. And then I get asked all the time about having a logo, like where do I get that made at? And so a couple of things I'll say about that is I don't like to spend money. So I'm all about being a baller on a budget, and I use iMovie that comes with the Mac. It's completely free and very user friendly, which is what I need. And you can plug and have your logo on there. But what I want to mention about the logo, because people blow up my social media about the logo. And I've seen people have sent me their logo and have been like, what do you think? I don't like it. And like, they're all great. Like, there's nothing wrong with them. I think people overanalyze the whole logo aspect, and they're just overanalyzing it. Like, it'll be super cute, their name and a key or something, and I feel like that's fine. Where you get value with the logo is people seeing it over and over in a brand. My logo is my initials. Like, it's nothing, like people love it and they're like, oh my God, it's so amazing. It's like, it's just because you've seen it from me so many times, and I have branded myself with this logo, and it's built credibility within itself, that now you think very highly about it, right? So just like if you were to create a logo, like even though it's nothing fancy and it could just be your initial and a key or something, mine's in the shape of a house, but if you had something, even though it might be super simple, it doesn't matter. Just keep plugging it and use that to brand yourself. So I just wanted to mention that, because people always are reaching out to me about the logo and wanting my guy to make them a logo, and they just like overanalyze it, and I just feel like, who cares? Like, you go into Word and put in your initials and just use that and plug that everywhere.
I was just gonna say, I know so many people that have made it through Canva just for free. Like,
yeah, or I think Coffee and Contracts, Ladies of Real Estate, Agent Crate, they all have a logo making platform for you to get it included with your subscription.
For sure. Take advantage of that. It doesn't have to be anything fancy. So one of the things that, well, actually I'll save that because we're still on the making of the channel part. So you got your banner up at the top, you've got your name, the name of your channel. I would, make it to where somebody's searching, like if they're like, how do you brand yourself? Making sure that your channel reflects that. So if you're known as, DFW Realtor, or, so-and-so sells DFW, or whatever it is, like making your YouTube channel, like the name of that, so that again, it's your brand that's carrying over to YouTube. So if you're known on Instagram as something, continue that and bring that over to YouTube. And then the bio part. So don't overthink this. This isn't anything that has to be rocket science. If you haven't been in the business that long, that's okay. Highlight, what you are known for, or if you have reviews, that's one of the things that I have in there is like, my clients say that I'm this, because in the beginning, like I didn't have like clients, but what would they say, or what would my past coworkers, they wrote reviews for me. So making it just kind of catchy, but at the same time, like don't overthink it, because the last time I went to YouTube channels, like I'm not like sitting there like reading the entire bio, like, so don't make it anything, like don't overcomplicate it. Have something there so that you have like a bio, so that if you do have that personality that somebody wants to read it, but don't overthink it.
Yeah, I think how you're going to really build the credibility is like through the video.
And make sure that you have your contact information in your bio, the videos, and use hashtags too. So on the bottom of every single, it's called like the show notes, or like the description of every video. Like I've got my Instagram handle, my email, my number, and then I'm using hashtags every single video. So use those to your advantage, because again, YouTube connects with Google. So it's just like the SEO side of things with like coming up in the search engine optimization.
So I got asked about the equipment that I use for my YouTube videos, and it's really fancy. It's my iPhone. It's my ring light if I'm at the house. Otherwise, if I'm not, if I'm at a property, I always try to do the video in front of the window. Like, people always message me like, oh my gosh, how come the lighting always, I'm like, I'm standing right in front of the window. That's why it looks so good.
Yeah.
So I wanted to mention that. And then I think if you were like out and about and in a property or new construction or touring, you know, showcasing something around town, they have those mics that you can clip on your shirt that hooks up to your phone, and they're like $20 max on Amazon. You don't need anything fancy at all. I feel like that's it. That's all you need. People don't want to see this scripted, expensive videography, stuffy, super professional. Like, people love you being real, authentic, and it doesn't matter. Your hair looks great. No one cares.
Yes.
Like, all day today, like, I didn't do my hair at all, and I was like, oh my God, these videos are so horrible. And I'm like, who gives a shit? No one cares.
No one cares. They're not paying attention.
Maybe they did, and they just like, no one's telling me.
I need to get one of those microphones. I actually haven't gotten it yet, but I've heard of people like having them, especially like if you're touring a community and you're like walking down the street and it's super windy or something like that. I haven't gotten one of those yet, but yeah, I mean, there's all of this can be found online through Amazon. Like, if you wanted to get a mic or if you wanted to get a ring light, or, you know,
and it's so cheap.
I did for a while. Like, I feel like the selfie stick was like so 2010, but like you can still use the selfie stick so that you can, like, you know, showcase, like, you can get you in like your outfit, you can get like the entire background, like, you know.
I think no to the selfie stick.
Oh, I use it, and you like my videos.
I've never seen you post a video with a selfie stick.
You can't tell. I don't always have it like all the way up, but
okay, as long as you can't tell.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
But also, like, I'm also
videos.
I'm 4'0" nothing, and my arms are like here, y'all.
Yeah, my arms are like super long. But like, I have older videos of me with the selfie stick, and I'm like, oh my God, I look ridiculous.
Okay, well, don't get the selfie stick in it, but like, make it so that it's like not all up in your face all the time.
I have long arms, so I really don't even need to worry about that.
True.
But if you don't,
on the other hand,
yeah, I would think like maybe propping it up somewhere or something and like stepping back and recording it that way, and you could easily like edit yourself out in the beginning.
Yes. Or set a timer. But also the key to it, like, even if you don't, like, even if you only have it out just a little bit, just remember, like, stability. Like, did I say that word right? Like, you don't want it to be like shaky or like, hey.
Some of my first videos were the selfie stick. It was shaking. It was so bad.
Yeah, that helps me like get something.
You gotta start somewhere.
But just make sure that, like, do some like test runs like beforehand. Just, you want to make sure that you're getting yourself in, the background in. You want to make sure that it's stable. You're not shaky. You know, all of those things. I think no matter the method to doing it, just
gotta wing it. Yeah. And you'll get better over time. I feel like we're all always like getting better at it. So you don't just like show up on video and like doing everything so perfectly, right? So so I wanted to say that I've been sharing on my YouTube. Well, I always post our mastermind call on there. So I feel like it's great for realtor tips. But if you wanted to show up and put out some quick bullet points for realtors, I think that's great. But showing up there for buyer and seller tips, and touring new construction is really popular here in Northeast Florida. So if that's something that's really popular in your marketplace, it could be a huge value. So I've had people reach out to me and they're interested in a certain builder or they're interested in a certain floor plan. And I immediately send them a video that I've made that is not fancy at all. And I think it builds up so much credibility. And then it's so cool to see. And even myself, I was looking into a new construction, and I YouTubed that floor plan, and there was a realtor that had done that video, and I was a legitimate buyer, somebody interested in this floor plan, and I was like, this is really cool. Like, it's just so much better than the photos or like the super professional videos that you just like can't really get a feel. And I really appreciated that realtor's video. So I was like, oh, I need to do way more of these. So I've been plugging it, sending it to other potential buyers. Like anytime they're interested in that community, in that builder, I'm sending them this video. But then also right after they watch that video, then they see all these other videos that I've done. And it didn't cost me anything to make any of these videos. And, you know, I'm just doing it with my iPhone. I just think it builds up such credibility with being able to do that. Also, I have this weekly email that I send my database, and I make the video on my iPhone, I plug it to YouTube, and then it sends, it's always a video email weekly. So when they go, they watch that video, and then after that video, it plugs other videos of mine for them to be able to see, and then they see my whole channel, and I just feel like that builds so much credibility in itself as well.
For sure. One of the things that I had done was like during quarantine. So I had already done a video of touring a community and house, a new build there. And I text messaged it out through Boomtown and just said, hey, if you're bored, check out this new community that I just toured. Would love to know your feedback. And so many people was like, oh my God, that was so cool. Like just giving me feedback.
That's a really good idea.
Guys, these are buyers and sellers that have already registered on my website. They may have never picked up my phone call. They may have never responded to a text, but they watch a video. I'm clearly meeting them somewhere where they understand and they get me. And for them just to respond, just to say like, that was so cool. Love that community. Who was that builder? Any sort of engagement is a win.
Even
so I sent that out through a mass text through Boomtown. Also, I wanted to say, piggybacking off of Stevie, what you said. So there's a really huge opportunity that YouTube has for us. When you upload a video, you put in the thumbnail, so you can customize that to make it just something catchy. You can put in the title, the description. After the video gets done loading, you can select an end screen. So you select end screen, and what that is have you ever watched a YouTube video and it says on the bottom, like up next? Mm-hmm. So you can select the video that you want to be up next. So if you guys probably saw, I did a video on the 6 steps to buying a home. So after the intro video, I did the end screen and I chose video number 1, which is the first step. And then on video number 1, I put the end screen so that they play in order. That's huge for if you're just doing like new construction or like home tours, community tours. You can select which video you want to be up next. So it's not just randomly, because let's be honest, I don't want to go do a video on tips to selling your home and then my mastermind comes up next. Mm-hmm. I don't want that to happen, right? Totally different audience. So I have playlists, and then I have end screens so that it tells them where they need to go next. And if they don't click anything, that video will automatically load and be next up on their screen.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. It keeps our masterminds in one category, and then you could have I think I have buyer tips, seller tips, new construction, and yes. I think one other, I'm not sure.
Yes, so that's huge. Making sure that and even if it's just that one video in that playlist, make it its own playlist. Don't have a whole bunch of videos just out there floating. Every video I have is dedicated in a playlist, even if it's just for now, buyer tips. And then maybe maybe I get a whole bunch of videos going, and then it's negotiations or the steps to writing an offer, what's a strong offer, maybe then I break it down from there. But for right now, it might just be targeted towards buyers and then towards sellers. So I would strongly say to have playlists and then make sure your end screens are set up.
I think leveraging these videos, like not only should this video go to YouTube, but like I'm plugging videos in my weekly email, right? And then you can pin the video on Pinterest. You can put on Google Plus, your LinkedIn page, your Facebook business page, your Instagram. Like there's so many ways to leverage all of this besides just having it on YouTube.
Yeah. And one of the cool things, so depending on how you want to do this, so what I do on Facebook, so everywhere else I'm taking the video and I'm sharing it. What I do on Facebook is I actually post the video to Facebook so that I can see who is viewing that video. And then if I ever wanted to set up like an ad, I can set up an ad to target who watched 3+ seconds of that video. So I'm not sharing my direct YouTube link onto Facebook. Just to kind of, if you want to do that, you know, if you want to drive people to your YouTube channel, then yes, do that. But if you're like, okay, I want to keep retargeting these people on Facebook to these videos, then you're going to want to just post it straight to Facebook. There's no right or wrong way to do it. It's just depending on like your strategy.
Yeah.
But I like the Facebook and plugging it straight into Facebook, because with Facebook, it will do auto translation. So like it'll have like the captions, and that's key. Because I think the stat is like 70% of people watch videos on Facebook and they don't have sound turned on.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
I love YouTube. I'm like YouTubing things all the time, how to do things. I even have like favorite channels, and I'm always like every week I'm like, okay, what's their new video this week that they have? Who are they interviewing? Let's hear what they're talking about. Even other realtors that are like just seeing their content and what they have that they're putting out there, I like to support. So I think we all know that we need to be on YouTube, and it's just like for some reason in our head, like we have some kind of excuse, right? Like, I don't like how I look, I don't like how I sound, or I can't think of anything to talk about, or I can't, I've got so many things going on. And I think what could be really helpful is getting an accountability partner. Like, why don't we partner up together? Amanda has this real estate of mine Facebook page where we could all support each other and lift each other up, where like every week, like we all make it a goal to all post a video to YouTube. Maybe we plug it into this Facebook group so that we can all engage with it and like go on there, like each other's stuff, comment, help with that algorithm, and then like check in with each other, like, where's your video at?
I love it. Yeah, when it comes to accountability, I'm hands down on deck.
Same here. I'm like, honestly, the more accountability for anything, the better, right? And I feel like I know each one of us could use it.
Yeah, absolutely. And there's so many great topics and content. We have so many of them at our fingertips. If you're like Coffee and Contracts, go on their page and what is tomorrow's post? Just make it into a video. Like, you don't have to like sit here and like write out a script. Just write a couple of bullet points so that it's authentic and just roll with it. I was telling somebody, like, okay, look at a real estate contract. There's like 20 paragraphs a part of the contract. Group like the main ones that actually like relate to us into a video. What's earnest money? What's a standard earnest money amount? What's an option period? What's a standard option period day and dollar amount? What's a home warranty? Like all of these things, like there's FHA, VA, conventional, USDA, land loans. There's 5 loans right there. There's 5 videos for you. Like, the content is so simple. We just overcomplicate it. Just pick up the phone, record yourself, and post it.
Literally Google buyer tips. Like it's like endless. I feel like and honestly, I'm guilty of it too. Sometimes I'm like, well, I don't know when I'm going to post. And then I'm like, no, that's a horrible, horrible excuse. There's so much content out there for you. And I think honestly, it's just about like getting it done, getting into a routine with it. And then it's going to become like you're going to get better through the whole process with speaking and the camera setup. And, you end up being quicker with setting it up, quicker with editing. At least I have. Like when I first started, I was like, okay, I have no idea. I'm like texting people. How do I get in iMovie? How do I plug these different videos that I made? How do I cut them up? And just get it done.
Yeah. And guess what? If you don't know how to use iMovie or whatever software you have, there's probably a YouTube video on it. Because I'll be honest, I am not a huge fan of iMovie. So I ended up purchasing a software. It was $60 and it was so well worth it because it's what it's what I use for every video that I do. So, use what you know, what you will use, learn it. And if you don't like it, then go out and invest in something. But you don't necessarily have to like go buy a microphone and a webcam and all these things. Like you don't have to do that.
Do we have questions in here? I hope we went over some good stuff for you guys.
What is the subject of your weekly email, Stevie?
Every week it's different. I try to just think of something quick, like short, sweet, catchy. I like to use emojis. Because when I notice, what do I see when in my email that catches my eye? And when there's an emoji, because it's not as common, I like that. I like to use that. And just something it pertains to the video, and I just try not to be so generic. And you know what? Sometimes it takes me 5 minutes to think of something, and that's okay. And I think it's helpful to take that time to really think of something instead of hey, just checking in. They're like, yeah, I'm not checking that.
Yeah. I saw something that was make your subjects super catchy.
Yeah.
I don't know, something crazy.
Well, something that I did recently because I was doing my weekly emails, I was really good at it. I was very consistent. And then I got very sporadic with it. And then this whole COVID thing and then moving, I just fell off and I stopped doing it. And I feel like I just showed up, I made them a video, and I sent it out to thousands of people. And I was like, hey, it's Stevie. I hope you're doing amazing, yada, yada. And I was like, I want you to know that I'm making it a goal to touch base with you once a week. So I'm not going to text you. I'm not going to call you or anything, but I am going to send you a video every single Wednesday. So expect to hear that from me. I know you haven't over the last couple of weeks, and I just updated them. I'm like, my business has been busy, and I just bought a house, and I've been in the moving process, and I got so much engagement from that. And I was like, I'm not really sure how this video is going to go because I'm literally showing up hey, sorry, I've kind of dipped out, but I'm back.
Yeah.
It was great. And people were like, oh, people were telling me that they missed my videos, people that had not ever even engaged with me. And I was I'm so real and authentic. And I was like, I'm going to show up. I'm not going to call, text you. And I'm just going to shoot out some buyer tips for you. It's going to be short and sweet. I'm going to show up with my personal goal for you and yada, yada. So I just thought that was really cool.
Yeah, absolutely. Good deal.
I wrote in the caption, hey, I'm back, ! Emoji.
Yeah. I have a drip email that goes out. It's not with the video, but the email is titled, Did I Drop the Ball? And
Yeah.
The open rate on that is insane. People are like, oh my God, no, you didn't drop the ball.
I think being more real and authentic and not having this super stuffy, super professional email has honestly been to my benefit, and me being authentic has been to my benefit. And I sent a video, so every time they open up the email, it's literally if you might have seen it if you follow me, because I always would share it sporadically, where on the top it's the Keller Williams banner, and then it's a video, it's me, and it has the play button, so you can tell that this isn't some spammy thing. And then underneath is just short, one small paragraph, kind of wrapping up the video. And then underneath is my email signature, and then all of my social media icons. So they can just click on it. It goes right to my Instagram, right to my Facebook, my LinkedIn, and my YouTube.
Now you're doing that through Mojo, right?
Mojo. Yeah. So I'm spending $10 a month, and this is my CRM now. Like I had Boomtown, which I wasn't paying for, but this platform is amazing. I love it. It's $1,000 a month, and I just decided I'm not going to pay for it. Like once I switched to Keller Williams, so I plugged everything in Mojo, which is actually, it is a CRM. Yeah. You can email and all those things, but really it was made for dialing purposes, to have the single line, the triple line dialer. But I fell in love with their email templates, and I thought the look of them looked way better than Boomtown. Yeah. And I like the video because before I was sending a video, but I had to insert the link, and I felt like it kind of looked spammy. Whereas now they click on my email, it's a photo of basically my face, and like they just click play from right there. And I just like the whole layout of all of it. And that's all I do. I used to do like different drip campaigns for all these different people, but now it's just like there's too many people in there for me to organize. I don't know. So I just have everybody in this database, and I think I'm going to start plugging realtors in there too, because everyone wants to see what this video is every week. And at least, it helps me out too, because it's going to, connect with everybody even more of them getting a video of me, right? So I just really like the platform so much, and it's $10. I love a good deal.
I know. I have Mojo, and when you showed that to me, I was like, oh, no, I haven't been using this. And yes, I'm going to start using it because the layout of it is super nice.
Yeah. And I just think like that's just like my goal with emails now is like, I'm just sending one email a week. It's going to be a short, quick video, just buyer tips, and that's it. And that's just like my goal with my emailing. I'm not doing different drips. But I learned that from Ricky Carruth. That is what he does. He lives by his weekly email, and I'm like, this is genius. This is great. We don't have time to do different drips and figure out where all these different people are. Like, I'd rather just send them all one quick buyer tip. Build that.
I love that.
Yeah. So I really think I went over everything. So my personal goal now is already to do this weekly email, but since we're doing a YouTube mastermind today, that in Amanda's Real State of Mind, right? Mm-hmm. Facebook group, I'm going to plug my YouTube video, and I want to see everybody's. I think one video a week
yeah,
is a really good goal for everybody.
Once a week. Accountable. I'm going to do it too.
Yeah. So every week we're going to plug a buyer or seller tip video in there, and we're all going to cheer each other on, keep each other accountable, and like the video and be like, hey, this is a great video. And shoot, I might copy y'all's video and do exactly.
And that's okay. Yeah. That's okay.
Rip off of everybody. It'll be great for like content ideas.
I love it. Okay, so everybody go there. Let's go ahead and let's make a post, and then whenever you guys post your video, just copy the link so that we can get it in there. But yes,
you can do once a week. Do like, this is the YouTube thread, like that post, and then each person goes in on that thread and posts their video on that thread. Does that make sense?
Yep, I got it.
A little note in your Google Calendar.
Got it. Oh, I'm going to invite you to it.
Oh, shoot. Well, I hope it's helpful for everybody. And next week's topic, I think, is going to be so good. I cannot even believe that we have not done a new construction topic. And I get asked so many questions about, how do I show up? How do I provide value for buyers at those appointments? What questions do I ask? How do I get new construction clients? Like, my business has been blowing up with new construction, and I feel like I just, Real State of Mind is Amanda's probably writing it. But I even had this client over the weekend reach out to me on Instagram, because that's how I get everybody, that they were coming in town to look at new construction. And he had even mentioned to me on the phone, because this is very common for realtors to gift or credit 2% of the commission to the buyer, and then the realtor keeps 1%. So I see you guys like nodding your heads like you've heard of this. And I told him, I don't know how I dodged it. I was at an appointment. I was like, hey, I'll meet you on Monday. And you know, whatever. And so I didn't answer the question. I didn't tell him that I was going to do that. And I was expecting on Monday that he was going to ask me in person, like, you know, are you willing to credit me the money? So he had actually gone to go talk to this site agent the day before. And I showed up Monday and I was like, hey, I met them for the first time. I'd never met them before. And then we were meeting with this site agent, Brian. I'm like, okay, what questions do you have for us? And they were like, oh, Brian already answered all of our questions. I said, okay, great. Well, I need to be caught up to speed. So I started asking all these questions that I knew that they didn't ask. Because they don't know, like they're not a realtor, they're not in real estate. I know what questions to ask. So I just started asking all these questions. And then we went to the next new construction community. And they said to me, I am so glad that we brought you because we didn't ask Brian like any of those questions. It was super helpful. Yeah. And I knew that they hadn't because they were like taking notes. And then we went under contract on a $500,000 property. So it was an Instagram lead. He tried to get me to gift him 2% of my commission. He did not ask me. We went under contract. I feel like I really know new construction now. Like I've just learned. Like I wish there was training. I've never gone to a training where they were like, you need to ask these questions. Yeah. And this is how you get new construction clients. And this is how you show up and provide value. I've never gone to a training like that. And I feel like I have just learned, and in the beginning, I had no idea what I was doing, and I just made notes of like what the site agent was presenting and what these buyers were asking, and now I'm just like learning through the whole process. So next week's going to be really good. Hopefully you'll tune in. Yeah. Okay, should we do a photo?
Okay, let's do it.
Okay, ready? You guys smile. Okay, 3, 2, 1. A virtual picture all together. Okay, cool. All right.
Awesome. Well, you guys have a great week. Join the Facebook group. We'll all keep each other accountable in there.
Yes. I can't wait to see your videos.
I know, me too. And we'll see y'all here this time next week.
Okay, bye.
Bye, y'all.